Let me quote my father. If I had a head like that and it didn't hurt, I'd be worried.
Yes, yes, I hit on him
He
like some sort of cutworm, James. Started when I was
uh,
growing up.
more. I've seen more hair on a peanut butter sandwich. Let's spoil all the hits.
Yes, more hair on this peanut butter sandwich. Now, now that we're past talking about Chad and Chad's hair and Chad's looking down, he's in his
He's looking down
he's
just
been
like he
listening
looks
to The
down upon
Cure
me.
all day. He's got all the black on. It's just it's kind of ghostly, the just his head. I don't know if he knows just how dark it is. What do you think,
No,
James?
I know.
Oh, he
Well,
knows because
I
he
hate to
feels the
Here,
reveal.
dark.
here, let me make it
Have you
worse.
got all your poetry down there, sir?
There, how's this?
Hold on, this just works out
Now
well, and we
you
didn't plan this at all.
he looks like a really
You have a
crappy
choice
Natalie
to make,
Imbruglia.
Joe. You have a choice to make.
You gotta lose it. Oh my God, you got a halo on your head.
Yep, one of us is good, one of us is evil, and you have to pick between us. We're now officially on your shoulders. By the way, in my
I
screen, it works perfectly
don't
because
think
you're dead in the
either
middle.
one of you are that much fun for me to pick. Come on, give me
Oh,
some fun things to do.
you could redeem yourself in the name of Christ.
I said fun.
You could try walking on water. It won't be fun for you, but
It's
it'll be
easier to walk in
hilarious.
on sunshine. He's
It'll
got
be
pizza on his
hilarious for the
head.
rest of us.
It's starting to look bad. All right, this week's episode, as you
There's
all,
darker.
I am
Where'd
so
Chad going? Who's this masked man? I'm
what?
easily, I'm easily
Why?
fooled by secret identities.
If you're listening to us, switch over to YouTube. He has a mask on. It's they're playing with the AI. They
This is
all
an AI. This is who I am now.
they've got this. Actually, for some odd reason, I didn't realize that that helped. It helps. Look at him, James. It helps.
Yeah,
He has a
yeah.
mustache now. It breaks up the
Um,
monotony of his head. Now he looks like he should go get me Long Johns. So, what's this week's episode topic?
this week we're talking about stuff and things, but mainly,
This is
mainly,
Chad Jennings' idea.
yeah, we're talking about foreign films, I believe. And by the way, I had a question about this because
Yes.
I was struck
This was hard as hell for me.
by
It was hard for me
lightning
too. Who
while
hit you?
walking down the road. It was the dead man's party. Anyway, no, I was struck by something.
Dead man's party.
Are we doing foreign films as in not made in the United States? Because if so, Canada means I can talk about almost any film made since what,
Well, yeah,
2000?
because I looked at Canada, I looked at England, and I looked at Australia,
Yeah,
but
well,
I took it as non-English speaking.
So
that's
I
what I
took it as
thought.
non-English speaking too.
Good, because that's what I thought. Because in all fairness, I stopped and went, you know what? If we do English speaking, then I'm just going to do Monty Python's Holy Grail.
It is a
Yeah,
foreign film.
there's so many that you could do. So I'm glad you all thought the same way I did because I did. I had a moment where I'm like, what am I going to actually
We could do one of
talk
those
about?
Scottish or Irish pictures where you can barely understand a fucking word.
Yeah,
What's
but
the
my,
film with Cole Meany with involves a horse and people that are Romani, I guess is the appropriate term now, though I think in the film they are referred to as gypsies.
I'm
Gypsy.
not sure. No, I'm not sure I know that one.
I don't either.
Uh,
It's two young boys believe their mother's spirit has been moved into this horse, and the father's a drunk, and
It's been behooved.
eh. But anyway, yeah, it's a really, as you can tell by that plot outline, it's a really upbeat Irish film.
yeah, because I really sh
Are you okay, Joe?
Yeah, I went to take a drink and I started thinking, I was like, Jesus, is there a culture that has more depressing films? And the only one I could think of was Serbia. And the Serbian film that I went to take a drink and it just all went at the one time. And it's only
Oh,
funny to me is like, not since the Serbian film have I felt so uplifted. And if you don't know what that is, Google it, don't watch it.
yeah, I mean, I almost said we could do like multiple episodes on Dutch film, uh, Chinese film, Japanese
That's a
film,
good
South
one.
Korean.
I didn't even
Uh,
think about Dutch films to right then.
I got some Dutch film. And then we could even do Indonesia. There's so many great films out of Jakarta. I mean, it was
That
hard
a
for
real
me to.
place?
Yes,
Hmm.
it's the most
yeah,
populated city in the world.
Yeah.
it's right
Is
near
that in Arizona?
No.
Huh.
It's right near Latveria, Joe.
Yeah, that's where Doctor Doom's from.
Yeah. Are you telling me Doctor Doom's not real? I've been studying history books all day.
I think both of you should just be halfway impressed that I accidentally knew that.
No. You only
No,
knew that because you're a servant of Doom.
I
I'm just kidding.
mean, what's he paying?
He uses
Actually, according to the governor, I am.
One of our favorite
He ain't
films
wrong.
takes place in Jakarta, and it was hard for me not to put it on this list.
Jakarta. It
So
probably is one I picked.
yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah, it's just so I struggle with this just because I have so many favorites,
Okay.
but
Well, I'll tell you what.
but I'm not one of them.
I'll go first if you guys don't mind and start us off because I could just do. I
if
was
I
thinking
w-
about this. Go ahead.
James, if I was there, I would give you butterfly kisses
Why?
because he said I wasn't one he wasn't one of my favorites. And I
Oh,
feel like I need to make him feel better, so I'd give him butterfly kisses.
What
you guys need a room?
they would be bullets with butterfly wings. That's
Despite
an
all your
illusion for
rage,
that's an illusion for 5 people this time. See, I'm up from 2.
you're just a rat in a cage. So, here we're going to go. I fell in love with John Woo because I actually saw Hard Boiled first.
Hmm.
And as much as I like The Killer, oh,
Hard boiled is so good.
it is so good. And I kind of wanted to grab it because I didn't know if Chad had grabbed one of them.
I was struggling.
And it's one of those ones that comes to mind along with a couple of those Southeast Asian action films that I think maybe made it Chad's because I still don't know where the Qatari jungle is he's talking about. Is that a thing?
I swear,
I really suck at geography. I
I
wish
don't
I
think
was half
Qatar
joking.
has a jungle, but
Qatar or
you
guitar?
said Qatari.
Qatar.
Wait, did you
Yeah,
say
I was
get
making up
Qatari?
shit.
I will say this: two of the best
He
current action
he
stars come from
played on the.
Florida.
I'm sorry. He likes to play video games on the Qatari 2600.
I got the 2600 from Qatari. Anyway, moving right along.
Do do do
I
do do.
love Hard Boiled. If you've never seen Hard Boiled, it starts and it really doesn't end.
Mm-mm.
It just keeps rolling up. And I find it fascinating. Google John Woo if you're not familiar with his work. You've probably seen Face Off or what's another one? What's the John Travolta one at where they steal the nuclear bomb with Howie
Broken
Long?
Arrow,
Broken Arrow.
Not to be confused with the Jimmy Stewart Broken Arrow.
That's
Mission
that. Thank
Impossible
you.
2.
Mission Impossible, Doves,
Yeah.
John Woo and Doves. I love John Woo. I do love Hard Boiled though, and it's a cinematic masterpiece of action, and I love it. And it's hard to explain, and I don't need to explain the plot, right?
Mm-mm.
Does anybody? It doesn't matter. It's like watching Dar. It's not like watching Dario Argento, but it's. I was talking to someone about this earlier this week. Sometimes it just doesn't have to make sense for some of these people. You could just turn on. I've heard John Carpenter was like, "Oh, Dario Argento." Yes, turn off the
And,
sound. Plot doesn't matter. Smoke a joint and just enjoy it.
and
It's.
Chow Yun Fat
Oh yeah,
does not get the respect he deserves.
I agree. All right, who's next?
I guess I'll go since James paused. Um, I'll
I
Well, he
was
stick
still
trying
has
to
a
be
halo on
nice.
his head,
I'll
and you're
stick with
wanting to make out with him and butterflies watch or something. I don't understand.
I'll stick with the Asian countries and
Sorry, I just in the middle image of that. You watch butterflies. Don't you go in that cocoon. Don't you do it.
Or they already come out of the cocoon.
Oh, they'll want to go back in. We do
uh,
nasty, nasty.
In and
I,
out, in and out. Yes, Chad.
I gotta talk about, of course, he's a legend in action cinema and Asian cinema. Uh, so Joe brought up John Woo, but which was on my list, but I'm glad he did, so I could talk about Jackie Chan's Police Story.
Do you know I've never seen it?
Oh, it is so good.
I have not
It
seen it. I really
it
should.
it may be. No, that's not it. That's not his best film. His best film just came out a few years ago.
Rush Hour
Uh,
2.
no.
I'm assuming you mean The Foreigner.
No, I don't mean that either. Even no, I forgot about The Foreigner. That's good too. I was talking
That
about Asian speaking films. The Foreigner's amazing.
that's his best performance.
Yeah. But no, Police Story. It's just Jackie Chan being a cop, uh, fighting, the criminals that are in China, and it's just nonstop action, and it ends with one of the most amazing action scenes caught on camera, in my honest opinion. And this was done way back in the was it oh crap, was it 70s or early 80s?
It was 80s,
Uh,
I
it was
think.
85. My apologies.
You're welcome.
Um, so yeah, it really is. I mean, I can't believe Joe's never seen Police Story or Police Story 2. Those two films together are really amazing. But the final sequence,
I've seen scenes from it, but I've never
yeah,
actually watched the whole movie. No.
yeah, and it's really good. He does, and I'm focusing on the action here, but there really is a good story about a cop who's just trying to do good, and the criminals are going out of their way and getting
Heavy
away with it.
criminally.
Well, they're getting away with it using the law, and it just drives him crazy. So that's what I want to talk about first is um, Police Story. I'm trying to find the other Jackie Chan film that I can't remember the name of it.
All right, James, you do-gooder bitch. We can't hear you.
Well, that's because you blasphemed.
Do-gooder bitch is blasphemy? That ain't no goddamn blasphemy.
Oh my God. Oh no, I did it.
Son of a bitch.
Anyway, I'm going to go with the one everybody knows I'm going to do, and I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the way. It's Seventh Seal. It's still it,
Oh,
folks.
I had that picked out and you would have took it from me? How dare you?
Oh, real quick, it
I
was
would.
right. I almost said it, but I told myself that wasn't the title. Right on. That's another great performance by Jackie Chan.
It's the first Criterion edition that I own, by the
He
way.
just
The
blew
Seventh
you off,
Seal.
Chad. You watched
No,
that?
I'm
He was
not.
just like, you said something. I'm just going to go right back to the
No,
seventh
I'm sorry.
seal.
Well, normally if I don't, y'all are like, James, are you going to talk? Are you going to go on? We're trying to do a show. I'm
Anyway, the
Joe. Look
seventh
at
seal
me.
criterion. Yes.
Yeah, this is my first Criterion that I ever owned, but because I love the Seventh Seal. But we've talked about it before on the show. It,
No.
yeah, tons of allegory in it. Most people know the main story of the knight playing death with chess. Wait, what?
Playing night. Hold on. Scratch that. Reverse it,
Reverse it.
Wonka.
But yes, playing chess with death, it's been made fun of 1,000 times. But there's other famous scenes. That matter of fact, one of my favorite episodes of The Critic shows his student film, and it has the scene of them dancing together behind death. And it's if you've never seen the film, you don't get the joke, but it's in his student film.
We
And
could do a whole episode about seventh seal illusions throughout pop culture, and people just don't even know.
yeah, everybody knows the chess and death,
But they
but
don't
there's
probably don't even
tons.
know that that's from a movie called The Seventh Seal.
Yeah, there's tons of them, and Simpsons do it quite a bit. Little background gags will be allusions to
Yeah.
this, and there's lines in this that are depressing as hell, but it's ultimately about life and choices that we make and what's valued and what's not. So if you've never seen The Seventh Seal, it is my all-time go-to. Um, just sit down and enjoy the sweet, sweet, Swedish action. I got nothing. But yeah, it's one of my favorite movies. There you go.
Mine was a movie I came to late. It had been out, it came out in 2000, but I hadn't seen it actually probably till after 2010 or 2000. I have no idea when I actually eventually saw it. And it's one of Tarantino's favorite movies, and it's Battle Royale. The Japanese film that came out in 2000, Battle Royale. If you're not familiar with it, I'm going to actually just read the little synopsis from IMDb. In a dystopian future, a group of students from a Japanese high school are forced by the government to compete in a battle, killing one another until only one is left standing. And if that sounds familiar, it's actually based on a book. Did you all know this?
You heard
Mm-mm.
about this? You hear this?
So
You saying this?
not only should they have sued those Hunger Game mother mofos, and Tarantino talks about this as like the literary world with the Hunger Games. So I was like, oh, this is so new, this is so refreshing. And I'm not saying they ripped it off. I mean, we all have several ideas. It's really close. It's really close, gentlemen, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I was waiting for somebody to back me up.
No,
But
I did. You did it. I don't
it's
know.
really damn close. And on top of that, Battle Royale just is better because you feel like these children aren't going to make it, Whereas Katniss is eventually going to make, or whatever her name is going to make it. Battle Royale is just an emotionally brutal movie watching children murder one another. And it's not like it's overly grotesque in any way. It's not visceral. It's not like we just did a live show about the Evil Dead. It's not like that, but it does feel brutal, or at least it does to me.
Hmm.
And I've not watched Squid Games. It may very well be a great show. I know it's a very popular show, but Battle Royale is a really good movie that's been ripped off a lot.
Oddly enough, the main villain in that show, who's plays just one of the most despicable people ever,
In Squid
it
Games?
no, in Battle Royale,
Okay.
um, is the host of oh my God, if I knew you were going to pick this, I would have done the research of
Yeah, I don't think most people knew I was going to pick this.
yeah, no, he's the host of that weird Japanese game show, something to Takeyomi's Castle, where
I
they dress in these big Bushido outfits, and he just wears one of those Bushido wigs. It's absolutely weird, and he's the host of that. And then he turns around and does that movie. He does Battle Royale as the villain. It's creepy as hell.
It's a really
Nobody
good
nobody thought he had that kind of talent.
it's a really good movie. It's one of Tarantino's top films of all time. I definitely, if you've never seen it, especially if you like Hunger Games and a lot of things I just talked about, take the time, hunt it out, watch it, do yourself a favor. It's just a really well-made film. Chad.
So, one of my favorite current new directors is a Dutch director named Anders Thomas Jensen. And he did a movie back in, I think it was released here in 2021 or 2022, and it was my favorite movie of that year. It's called Riders of Justice. It stars his frequent collaborator is Mads Mikkelsen. Um, and if you all have never seen it, I highly recommend everybody check out Riders of Justice. Basically, Mads Mikkelsen. Joe, what's his name?
I don't know. I'm midway through Dust Bunny and loving it.
Yeah, I love Dust Bunny. I thought it was great.
I haven't finished it yet.
Yeah, but Mads Mikkelsen, he plays this soldier, and he's all fighting a war, and his wife is killed in a subway car accident, and his daughter barely survives. And he doesn't show a lot of emotion, so he's dealing with that. And then all of a sudden, these three weirdos come out of nowhere to say it wasn't an accident, she was murdered. And it's about these three weirdos helping Mads try to figure out how she died, who killed her. And it is a true dark comedy because it's him dealing with loss and grief, and then all these three genius weirdos helping him, and they all have their weird little quirks. I can't talk enough about Riders of Justice. I recommend everybody check it out. And since I'm on talking about the director, uh, Anders Thomas Jensen, I also want to recommend his. I have not watched one bad film from this guy. That's how much I love him. Uh, by the way, Joe, he wrote the screenplay for The Dark Tower.
The crappy one?
Oh, is there a good one yet?
No, the one that they made because there's been a bunch of them written. You're talking about the one that actually made it to the screen with Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
Yeah, that director should be.
But he wrote the screenplay. But I highly recommend checking out a movie called Men and Chicken if you want to see Mads Mikkelsen play the weirdest character ever. It truly it's amazing. So I that's why it was hard for me to make this list because I could talk about this director and all of his films. And I'm waiting for his new film, The Last Viking, to come available on streaming so I can watch that.
Okay. James, tell us your nonsensical. Are you going to keep that halo up the whole time? You can see my halo.
What halo? There's every morning there's a halo hanging from the corner of
Bed
my yeah, that what
or
is
my
it?
bed
Yeah, that well,
bedpost.
it's actually the bedpost of my girlfriend's bed, and I'd take it out for the weekend or maybe a one night stand. Do you not know Sugar Ray, sir?
I clearly do not, even though I lived it. And by lived it, I was just alive when it came
Yeah,
out and
yeah,
everybody was
yeah,
playing it.
yeah. He's not a one-hit wonder though, because he had two, and he literally wrote the second song just to prove he didn't have to be a one-hit wonder, and then he quit, and now he was in one of them Sharknado movies.
He also had his own show for a while.
Yeah.
Are
Uh,
you going to talk?
I am talking, Joe, just maybe not about what you want to talk about. I'm not your puppet. I'm an angel of God. Anyway,
You're
um,
an angel. We're no angels.
oh, I'm going to talk about another film that I picked
You
up on
are?
Yeah, well, I am. That I picked up on Criterion recently. But if you're a fan of, if you've got that Shudder,
Yeah.
they made a series about cursed films,
Yes.
and it's one that's mentioned there. And oh God, it's just weird. It's beautiful. It's odd. If you've never seen Stalker, let me get it to where it's not too shiny. Um, Stalker is Tarkovsky's last USSR made film. Some people actually argue he was being anti-USSR, which was not a good thing
Is
to
this the
do.
one that shot 3 times?
Yes, because parts of it disappeared or were damaged, and there's
Yeah.
chances that they got
Hmm.
exposed to stuff. And yes, the plot to the film, I mean, this has been interpreted, is it a religious allegory? The answer could be yes. Is it about the political anxieties of the time? The answer could be yes. There's so many different ways to interpret what this movie is. But as anybody that knows me knows, I love a good dystopia. And the only thing I love more than a dystopia is post-apocalyptic, and this is post-apocalyptic. It's called Stalker because there are these people who are called stalkers, and they can take you into the zone. The zone is a restricted area because of a war. Something happened there. You're never told purely what it was, but allegedly, somewhere in the zone, there is the room starring that one guy. No,
Yes.
not that room. There is the room, and the room is supposed to be able to fulfill whatever you need, whatever your deeply held
Well,
desire is.
this movie's about communism, and we don't talk about communism on this show.
And so this was based on a science fiction novel, but it really is. Again, you could do it as a religious allegory, political anxiety, a meditation on the use of film itself, because for some people, the room is going to be good, but also some people's desires are bad and even bad for them. And so, what does this mean that some people are seeking the room? And so, it really is this weird, almost horrifying. I mean, it's appropriate that Shudder did it as a cursed film because you could argue it's not a horror film, but there's definitely a lot of horrific things in the movie. It's kind of like Seven Seal in that, the image of death there himself isn't scary. It's a guy in a hood. But the more you think about the conversations and the more you think about what it means to be the stalker who's taking these people out, and he's taking the two people that he's taking out is a professor and a writer. So you have this idea of the learned and the creator who's being led by the stalker into the zone where weird things start happening. And so if you've never seen it, I do recommend it. I saw it and I liked it so much. Obviously, I haven't opened my copy yet, but it had an effect on me to where I'm like, it's not quite the Seventh Seal, but I'll go back to it. But much like the Seventh Seal, it's not I need the light view. Let me pop that in for a
Well, I
while.
need to rewatch it because I was more fascinated behind the scenes of making of it and the curse of it than I was actual the movie of it. So it's one I need to go back and revisit. I think I watched it about 8 or 10 years ago or something. I have no idea. This is all starting as I get closer to Oblivion. It all starts with my timeline starting to run together.
Well, this has a bunch of special features, Joe. So if you'd like to watch it sometime,
You
I
know
need to
what?
rewatch it. Let me know. We could do it together.
We can get some Grippos and some
Oh yeah.
Doritos and
Yeah.
some
I'll be
pe-
there
peach schnapps.
if I'm invited.
Oh, Chad,
Oh yeah, of
Chad.
course you're invited.
I don't know it.
I mean, I would invite you, but we'll
Here's
probably
what I'm going to invite you to. It's my turn, right? Chad, you're invited to
Just
a
talk right
special.
over James and cut him off. Go
no,
ahead.
it's fine.
Now, are you done? I thought he was done.
No, he was still talking,
No,
and you
it's
just like,
fine.
nope.
It's fine. Rock of Ages.
All right, finish. What were you saying?
No, I'm done. I'm
Moment's
good now.
past, Joe.
I don't
Go ahead.
remember. Honestly, I don't remember what I was saying, which means it can't be that important. It was
Well,
something about
here's
how I
what
needed my medication before I.
there's a special club. There's a club out there for people, and it you have to kind of be belong to it, right? And I'm inviting you, Chad, to this club of a wonderful filmmaker who's went on to make some other really good movies. And I had the hardest time with this. I've had a hard time because there's a really 7 or 8 movies I want to pick. And I just picked this one because one or two of the other ones we've talked on the show before, and I know this is a popular movie and it even has an American remake. But the ending to Old Boy, if you've never seen it and you don't know what's coming, just
Hmm.
kind of knocks the wind out of you. It knocks the air out of you, however you want to say it. Even if it didn't have that ending that's perfect, the
Hmm.
scene in the diner, or for lack of wherever you want to call it when they're in South Korea, the scene with the hammer and the fight, even if it didn't have that ending, it's still a really good movie.
Hmm.
It's
And
so watchable.
by the way, that scene with the hammer in the hallway has been imitated. I mean, literally, I was rewatching the first season of Daredevil with my son, and I'm like, yeah, it's totally an old boy scene.
I need to go back and rewatch that. I don't know if my kid's old enough though for that one. Probably not, but that's
I
okay.
tell you where you need
I'm a
to
terrible
start him
dad.
is that
Old boy?
no is Jessica Jones. That's my son and I were watching that, and I forgot she hooks up with the Luke Cage, Hero for Hire.
Oh my God, Luke Cage on the stage, and
Has it?
that poor woman at Comic-Con lost her ever-loving mind in the front row, and we were both embarrassed. And he's not the most talkative person on earth in real life. Yeah. So anyway,
No, no,
Old
no.
Boy.
I mean,
I don't know
oh,
that I should tell anything about the plot, gentlemen, because if you've never seen it, I want you to not know anything. I don't want you to know anything about it.
all
Hmm.
all you have to know is it's a revenge film.
It's a revenge film. He gets been
That's
put
all. Start with
away
that.
and he gets out
Yep, that's
and
all
he
you need
wants
to know.
revenge,
If you
right?
like revenge films, you like
Oh,
you need to watch it.
it's just, and there's a dozen more, and there's some of them I think are better movies, but I was just I shouldn't say agonizing. And when we pick our top three, it's never really our top three. You could ask us 24 hours later and it would
Yeah,
change, especially for Chad and I.
I've grabbed two off the shelf while we've been talking. Going, oh, I got to talk about that one. I got to talk about
Yeah.
so yeah.
And I didn't even go to my shelf over there. Shit, James, thanks.
Yep.
Anyway, it's a movie that I think it wasn't Capra. It was, oh my God, directed His Girl Friday. Oh shit, Chad, Rio Lobo, El Diablo, El Dorado, John Carpenter's favorite director, the most versatile,
Hawks.
Howard Hawks. Thank you, James. I can't believe Hawk pull Hawks on my butt. Howard Hawks said you need to make any good movie, you need 3 great or good scenes and no bad ones. Old
Hmm.
Boy has a half a dozen really good, if not great scenes.
Yep.
Okay, who's next? Is it Chad? It's Chad. Who's invited over to watch Stalker with all those chips.
No
And
If you
those will
grippos.
bring
be
any chips,
separate
you're
and they
kicked in.
will not be laced with anything.
No grippos.
No
I will
grippos.
have Grippos and you will shut your whorish mouth.
Your whorish non-grippo filled
You
mouth.
filled mouth. You sit there and just suck a lemon, you lemon sucker.
So I thought about going a different direction for my final pick, but I think it would be a horrible, unjust thing if I did not say one of my favorite directors of all time. And it's hard for me. It's going to be hard for me to pick a film, so I'll pick two.
You
The film,
cheating bitch. Not
this
only do you suck lemons.
the films of Jean-Pierre Jeunet.
Is it Junet? Was I
It,
right?
it is Jeunet.
Oh shit. Cool. Because my
Um,
Now,
French is as bad as my Spanish.
is he any relation to that Junette feller?
No habla español.
the man, so he has been making films since 1978, and he has made a total of 9 films with one in production currently. And out of those 9 films that I have seen, he's only made one truly bad one that I would never recommend anybody watch.
What's that?
Uh, that was the 2022 movie Big Bug.
Oh, I never saw it.
It's on. You can watch it on Netflix. I really can't recommend it. It takes place in the future, and these people are trapped in the house by their technology.
Hmm.
Um, so, but if I had to pick two films to talk about, and it's not going the way you think it's going to go, I don't think. Well, the first one's obvious. One of my favorite movies of all time. I kicked myself in the ass when we did our top 10 films, and I'm like, how could I have left this out? I didn't think about it close enough. City of Lost Children.
Well, I was going to pick it, and truthfully, I was like, well, if I take that, then Chad will eventually get City of Lost Children, so I'll just leave that one for Chad because I think it's one of the best movies, one of the prettiest films ever made.
I agree. And I can't, and it wasn't until 2 weeks after I said, how did I completely overlook that one when writing down my 10 favorite films? Um, and then so if you're not familiar with City of Lost Children, it is one of the most beautifully just gorgeous films
Yeah,
ever. And it has a really cool story to it. It's about this girl who's an orphan, who becomes a friends with this circus strong man played by Ron Perlman, who only says one word. Well, no, he says other words, but
he speaks
um,
French.
he speaks French in the film, and it's them trying to find this little boy who has been taken by this evil scientist because he wants to become young by stealing children's dreams.
He can't dream.
He can't dream.
Yep.
Why didn't they
Uh,
just have Liam Neeson? He usually handles things that are taken.
Give me back. I'm trying to
um,
think of that scene from Ted 2.
a lot of people talk about Amelie because, and again, another phenomenal film.
It's one of the best romantic comedies ever made.
Agreed. But for me, it's always going to be City of Lost Children. And then the other movie that I truly love by his, which it was between two out of these two. I've talked about Delicatessen a lot, but what a lot of people don't talk about is how amazing Micmacs is. I truly love the movie Micmacs. It has such a great plot, especially in today's world. It's about this man who's really nothing. He's just a security guard, and he gets hurt by a bullet made by one of the two uh, weapons manufacturers in his town, and it's about him and these groups of misfits getting revenge on these two weapons manufacturers. It's phenomenal. I highly recommend everybody check out every go and just look up Jean-Pierre Jeunet and just watch every single one of his films except Big Bucks.
Okay. That includes
Meanwhile,
Alien Resurrection, which I was
Yes,
watching the other day.
it's still
Overall, a
good.
flawed movie, but got some great scenes and just weird performances in it.
Yep.
meanwhile, I'll be making an adaptation of Micmac. It's called Big Macs, and it's about how I have a heart attack and I take on McDonald's.
And
The
I'm gonna butcher
documentary.
I'm gonna butcher this actor's name and because I didn't look it up. But Jean-Pierre Jeunet is also great for having Dominic Pignon in almost every one of his films.
Damon Genre! He's so he delivers the dialogue so bad in that movie.
And if you and by the way, if you refuse to watch movies that are subtitled, watch his two American films, American Alien Resurrection and The Young and Prodigious T.S. Spivet, which is an underappreciated,
I've
phenomenal
never
film.
seen that one.
You should really watch it, Joe. I think you would love it.
No.
Did you say
Jane.
no?
No, I said, yep.
Okay.
Why, you hearing shit again?
What'd you call my mom?
Sweet cheeks, sugar
What?
tits, lover.
Fucking hell. Sorry, something happened with my toe.
Fucking hell is what she says. Or Joe, please don't.
James, save us. Hurry up. He's still talking.
I can't
She
save us.
usually can't, Chad.
I can't
Her
save
mouth
us.
is
I can't
full.
even save myself.
Yeah. You want to
Is
talk
her
about
mouth
Chad's mom or your sister?
is her mouth full because she's eating? Because that'd be the only way.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I'm
Toothpick.
going to
Keep
talk
going, James.
about
Now save me.
I'm going to talk about the film that won the best foreign language film in 2007 at the Academy Awards, which means nothing to anybody because nobody ever remembers them. But if you
I
know
remember it.
anything about me, You know that there's certain films that have an impact on me, and I love films that do historical. And while this is loosely based on a true event, um, it is loosely. The Counterfeiters. If
Oh, I
you've
should have
never
thought you were going with
seen,
something else different. I'm so sorry. I've never
no,
seen it.
you've never seen the Counterfeiters?
I
Nope.
don't think so.
Chad, have you seen it?
No.
Oh my
No.
God, you all would. It was a German movie, Austrian German produced. It's in German. But it's the plot to it is okay. I'll tell you the real story that it's based on. It's
Yes.
based on Adolf Berger is the real guy. He wrote his memoir, which was called Commando Pata. My German's terrible. I'm sorry. This is Czech, which is
Mein
also
Doomkopf what?
Commando Padilatulu, which is the commando of counterfeiters. And it's his story. He was a Jewish Slovakian typographer who was renowned in his ability to counterfeit. And this is a true story. And what actually got him sent to the camps is that he was caught counterfeiting baptism records because he would put people down who were Jewish as being baptized. And if you don't understand why that's relevant, I'll explain Judaism and Christianity to you later. So
That's a whole other podcast.
they brought, he was arrested for that. But the movie itself follows some of what happened to him afterwards because the Nazis had a problem by the time they arrested him. They were going broke. And they had this master plan, and is what the movie is about, that, okay, we're going broke. What can we do? What's the strongest thing out there? Well, the British pound had taken a hit because it turns out somebody had bombed them. But the American dollar was
Fucking
doing okay.
France.
Yeah, the American dollar was doing okay. And so they brought him in to and he makes a deal, which is there's some people that actually have a problem with this film because they say it's actually anti-Semitic in some ways because of the deal he makes. He says, "I need a team." He's basically putting together his Ocean's 11 team, for lack of a better term, and this is a very serious drama, but that's the best way for me to say it. And a lot of his team are Jewish
Mm-hmm.
because he knows the best other counterfeiters, and they're in the camps. And he makes a deal saying, if you will give us good beds, good food, and safety, we'll counterfeit for you.
Yeah.
And the movie is about him eventually coming to grips with the fact that he knows he can't actually do it because as soon as he's successful, of course, it's not going to matter if the Nazis win. So what he does is, since the pound is actually undervalued because of bombing of England and people uncertainty, he quote unquote keeps having problems counterfeiting the dollar. And um, at one point, which is actually true, the people at the concentration camp do that are being treated poorly, the rest of the Jewish people, but also, if you know anything about actually concentration camps, there were more than Jewish people there, rebel and they find them. And because they're being well fed and taken care of, they for a long time believe that they're actually SS soldiers until they all show their tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about him eventually coming to terms with, can I do this to support the Nazis to live, or do I have to take a stand? And the fact that it's loosely based on a true story is phenomenal, but it's also a side of the story most people wouldn't have thought, oh, there's a great World War II movie about a counterfeiter that the Nazis used to try to destabilize economies.
Well,
And
Mm-hmm.
that's
that's
really what
actually
it is.
spoiler. It is a huge plot point in the new Peaky Blinders movie.
So if you've never seen The Counterfeiters, I mean, there's parts of it that are, as somebody that, Schindler's List and I talk about The Gray Zone a lot, those are both movies that have a huge emotional toll. This one is not without similar effects if you get into it. So if you've never seen Counterfeiters, am I going to have to just do a movie night with you all and bring over Stalker and Counterfeiters?
Yeah.
Because we'll just go ahead. I'll go ahead and bring a box of tissues. I get really sad during
Just Corby
Stalker.
Bane.
No,
I'll bring
no, Joe,
I'll bring
no.
Riders of Justice to make you all watch it. There you go.
No, no, but yeah. So that's, I mean, I've got honorable mentions, but these are the
I've got the
three.
Jergens.
Oh my God. You know, I only use Bloody Knuckles. By the way, if you know what Bloody Knuckles is, why won't they sponsor us?
I
So
don't
these
know
are the
what.
three that came to mind for me when this came up. And I said I altered this as we went because I'm like, oh no, I've got to talk about. So those I've got honorable mentions, but I'll stop talking now.
All right. Well, it actually is time for honorable mentions.
Go ahead, Joe.
Well, I mean, so I have like several. I wanted to talk about Pan's Labyrinth, which is one of my favorite movies. Downfall, which is probably my favorite movie about. Well, God, I can't. This sentence makes me sick to say it, but it's one of the best films I think about Hitler. It's about Hitler's last days in the bunker, and it's extremely sad and depressing. But fuck Hitler, but it's a really good movie. I'm trying to find my other one. While I'm doing that, you guys go.
So that, by the way, when I mentioned Jakarta earlier, I really thought somebody was going to bring up The Raid and The Raid 2.
Well, and The Raid 2 are movies that I like a lot, especially,
Yeah.
yes.
So they're both from Jakarta, Indonesia. That's where they take place.
Hmm.
Um, uh, I
Also,
13, 13
Elite Squad, Chad.
yeah, that's the one I gave back to you that I never watched, and I don't know why I never watched it.
Oh, so good. That's
I need to
another
watch
really
it.
great action film.
Uh,
Both of them.
13 Assassins by Takashi Mike.
Oh, Takashi. That's my favorite Takashi Mike film that I've ever.
Same here. And it was hard not to bring it up, but I was like, I had to talk about Police Story. So it's, and I've talked at length about 13 Assassins. Um, another two South Korean films that are action based. I always like talking about is Roundup.
Yeah.
Any of the four that they've made, Roundup one, two, three, or four. And then you can find this on Netflix. There's a movie called Carter, which I really, really enjoy. It's kind of like a quasi zombie film, but it's also and it's an action film, and it's all told from like it was shot to look like it was a one shot film, like it never stopped being one camera movement.
Yeah.
It's
That
truly
reminds me.
it's
Sorry.
truly fascinating. Sorry,
Last Train to Busan or Train to Busan.
Train to Busan. Yeah.
Train to Busan. It's really about every year or two. I actually said this once again to somebody this week. I always think I'm not even a huge slasher movie fan, but every couple of years there's like, oh, nope, that was pretty good. It's the same thing with zombies. I get so sick and tired. And then there's a zombie movie that comes out that's so good, like Bone Temple, like back in
Yeah.
January. It's a really good movie. It's a really good movie. So it's not only zombies, but it just has the pathos, right? It
Hmm.
just, you feel it. You want him to save her. Sorry.
I truly feel bad that for South Korean cinema, I picked two action films, but there are so many great movies coming out of South Korea.
That's like saying I'm so sorry I picked a couple of westerns from America.
Yeah.
Do you know it's just the bread and butter trade thing. It's just what they.
But South Korea truly is an innovator in filmmaking. So I always check. People go, "Do you have any foreign films that I recommend?" I said, always just go pick something from South Korea.
Yeah, he's a huge K-pop person. And Demon Hunter, oh my God.
He do love that K-pop.
He do love them K-pop bands.
James, what's your honorable mentions?
I want to say One Cut of the Dead, just to say One Cut of the Dead.
It was fun.
And then I've got to talk about one because I don't think if you weren't around during this, it's kind of like you talk about Blair Witch. I don't think if you were around, if you were born after about 2000, you don't understand what an impact this movie had and how they brought so many people over, or so many films all of a sudden got theatrical releases in the United States that may not have. And so I have to mention as one of my honorable mentions, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Oh, and Rumble in the Bronx. Rumble in the
Yeah.
Bronx was a huge Jackie Chan movie that people forget
Yes.
that was it was and if you're
It's
around
what
now, huh?
it's what made him popular in America.
Again, it
Yeah.
would, yeah, you would think it was Cannonball Run, but it wasn't.
Sorry. But if you've never seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, A, watch it. I mean, it's beautifully
It's some of the
done.
best
It's
wire work ever made.
wire work. Yeah. And so, but so it brought a lot over. Obviously, I own it on DVD, but I want to talk about another one that came over. A lot of people saw it. It was made 53.7 million in the US, which is not bad for a subtitled film. It's Hero.
Yeah.
Hero has a great cast. Jet Li, just anyway, it was nominated for best foreign language film at the 75th Academy Awards. What is so cool about this movie is it lends itself to rewatching because you start to realize color is telling you what's actually going on in the movie. If it's red, it's being emotionally distorted because it represents passion and jealousy. If it's blue, it's showing that somebody's using strategy and intellectual framing. White means it's true because the
Mhm.
story's told from all different points of view. So sometimes you're like, well, wait a second, that contradicts
Well,
because
we
you're
didn't even
seeing it.
talk about Yojimbo and Kurosawa.
Yeah. And so
Yeah, Seven Samurai.
Hmm.
green is a side of nature and that these are just natural things that occur. And then black is authority and historical. And so its use of color and the fact that it tells the same story but through so many different lenses where you're like, oh, that's a good guy. No, wait, actually that guy has a point. It's fair. Because it really is setting, the point of the film really is there's no definitive truth, right? There is validity to history as written by the victor, so even historical truth is manipulated.
Hmm.
And so if you've never seen Hero, I mean, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, totally check that out, especially if you love The Matrix. Check out Crouching for the stunt work and stuff. But if you've never seen Hero, A, it's beautiful. And I will say though, don't get attached to any characters ever.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. I mean, those are the two honorable mentions I wanted to bring up. I could do 15 more, but I'm not going to because Joe will yell at me and call me a fatty.
If you like this episode and you want to send us some money to get James to this what are they called now? Husky camp?
Oh, Three Idiots. I didn't think about Three Idiots. Three Idiots is a good
Us?
comedy. No, no, we're morons. We don't even deserve to be idiots.
Yeah, what a maroon. Sorry. Anyway, this is anything else to add, gentlemen?
No.
Everybody at once. This has been what?
No,
What?
no, no. Go ahead. I'm done.
Is
This has
it?
been
Is this a show?
this has been Bonehead Weekly.
Am I in a Star War?
You bastard.